How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today we're going to talk about electric toothbrushes like these and how to make them last forever. A long time ago I got a really fancy Philips Sonicare toothbrush, and it was this rechargeable thing. It's really slim. It's one of those top of the line ones. It cost me about $90 at the time. I think it was like 10 years ago. It's kind of like this one. This is an Oral-B one. It was fully rechargeable, but it was completely sealed except for the top thing that you can remove and put back on. It's completely sealed. The rechargeable battery is inside. The idea is that you stick this upright onto this little inductor thing and it charges your battery. And it's really fancy. It has like a bunch of LEDs and stuff. The thing is, vibration and moisture and electronics never mix. Have you ever noticed if you use a shower radio and if you put it anywhere near a splash, that radio will probably only last you as long as maybe 1 year or 2 years, because the splashing of water, even if it's waterproof, eventually it kind of erodes the rubber, the seals and stuff, and it gets inside the electronics. Once it's inside the electronics, it starts to short things out. Same thing with the electric toothbrushes. This is not an expensive one, but when you have a Philips expensive one, usually it has a lithium-ion battery in there and it's not replaceable. So for something like this, if you have the brush head over here, you're gonna have a little bit of water and it eventually goes down, makes its way onto this moving part, and you see it's moving like this. And so the water is eventually going to seep inside and then eventually makes its way into the electronics. There's no way to avoid that because there's eventually going to be a seam unless they do it magnetically. In this case, for Sonicare, yes, they do it magnetically. Inside there's a magnet, it moves it inside, and it moves this back and forth. But the thing is, this toothbrush is split in between here. And so there's a divide, and if water goes in there and you sit it upright like this, the water will eventually go down inside and break your toothbrush. So what I found the easiest way is you put the brush head on, you need to take it off every single time. And then when you store it, you put it upside down like this and let the water drain out. Therefore, no water would ever try to go in by gravity. So you turn it every time when you're finished, you put it upside down like this. And this particular one I've been using for over 5 years, and it still works. However, I don't see this lasting much longer. If you keep on using this every single day and put it upright in its charger, the water will seep in and eventually break this. What you can do is, after you use it, remove your toothbrush, put it upside down like this, because there's going to be some residual water here. Put it upside down in like a cup or something. You can't charge it, right, if you put it upside down, but at least you'll have the water drip down. If you do that, then your toothbrush will last as long as your internal rechargeable battery. Maybe you can do this for like 2-3 years or something. But then it's not replaceable because you can't open this up. If you open it up, you'll likely have a really hard time. This is plastic here. This is kind of rubbery plastic that's molded on. You can't open this and close it back together in a pretty way. With this one, how do I get around the rechargeable thing? Because I want to have rechargeables. 2 fully charged loop batteries roughly last me about 3 to 4 weeks. So every 3 or 4 weeks I gotta recharge it, and I recharge it with this. Loops are pretty good because they contain a lot of capacity and they have really low drainage when it sits there. I like using these. You can actually buy one of these guys. It's actually really cheap. When I bought this, it was only $17, and right now you can actually get Sonicare electric toothbrushes. I think they're like $15. And they're AA batteries. It's a newer model than this one because this is really old. I'll put a link down below in the video description on where you can get that. And if you get it, it'll help out this channel. So please go get it if you're looking for an electric toothbrush and you want it to last a really long time. Pair with this, it comes with alkaline batteries. You can just use those up and then toss them. And then you need to get some N-loop batteries so you can charge them. The way to use this is, yeah, you use it normally, and then when you're done, there's a 2-minute timer in there. It vibrates and tells you that it's 2 minutes, it's up. You remove the head, you put it upside down just like the other one, and you you can just recharge it whenever it's needed. Since you're putting rechargeable batteries in, you gotta make sure water doesn't get into the battery section. So you gotta take care when you're using it, you don't have the water drip down, because if it drips down and a little bit gets in the crack, and then when you flip it over, if you do it over like a week or two, eventually a little bit of water will seep in and it'll start to destroy your batteries in there. So after you use it, you gotta make sure the bottom is not wet. If it is wet, you gotta take special care to dry it off, including inside the seams, if you want this to last a long time. Lastly, I want to talk about the Philips Sonicare toothbrush. I really like the way that it vibrates a lot, because when you put it in between your teeth, you're supposed to brush your teeth so that when you're brushing your teeth, you can actually feel the bristles in between your teeth, and you gotta brush all the way in the back here. So the way I do it is I stick it all the way in the back, so that the end of this thing can is like touching the back of my mouth. That's where you're supposed to go, because a lot of times people brush just, you know, brush up here, right? And when you're actually using a manual toothbrush, you go like this. You don't want to jam it back and it'll hurt yourself, right? But with this one, it's vibrating, so you can just kind of like park it back there, go move upwards, move down, and then for the inside on this side, you move it all the way in the back, and you just kind of feel around for the bristles to go in between your teeth, and you can actually feel things getting removed. The last thing I want to talk about is that the link I put down below is for Sonicare, and it's really low price compared to you know, the ones they try to sell you at the store. The nice ones they put on the display, you always see them for like $70, $150. That's just crazy. Why don't you just buy one of these AA power? It works the same. That's the weird thing. It works exactly the same. It vibrates it exactly the same. You're not getting any reduction in quality. So do you want to spend $150 or 1/10 of that? You get essentially the same quality of service, I guess, out of this thing. Except you're not gonna have, like, you know, you can't have it on a nice display and people will be like, ooh, it looks like a really cool toothbrush. Does anyone go and comment on your toothbrush anyway? So just buy the cheap one, it'll last you forever, and that's all I have to say about this. So don't forget to give me a like over here, comment down below if you have some questions about toothbrushes, or if you just like this video, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.